Hello and welcome to the Sewing Studio. Today I'm going to talk to you about rotary cutters and a rotating cutting mat. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the different cutters, the different sizes that we've got and what I use them for, because as you can see here, we've got 4 different sizes. I'm also going to show you how to change a blade, because when I teach classes, one of the things I often get asked is how do I change my blade? Or I have ladies say to me, I've never changed a blade, and then they're struggling to cut out. So for example, if I was starting a quilt like this one here, this is made with 12 fat quarters, and to cut it out, I stack 6 fat quarters at a time and cut through them. So I do need my blade to be really, really sharp. So in that instance, I'd put a new blade in. So whenever I'm starting a new project, I put in a new blade. So let's talk about cutters. So this one, the 45, is the one that pretty much everybody uses. Most people have got this one and they use this for all of their projects, as I did when I first started quilting. I only ever had this one. As I progressed, I realised that that one probably wasn't enough, and with birthdays coming up and things, people would say, what do you want? So for one of my birthdays, I got bought this 60mm. So this one's the 45, this one's the 60. Now, the 60 I use when I've got to trim up a quilt. So i.e. when you've got your top, your batting and your backing, and you've finished your quilting and you want to trim it up. This one's brilliant because it's got a big wheel and it goes through all 3 layers really easily. So as I say, the 45 is the one that most of us use all the time. I've got a 28 here, and the 28 I use if I'm doing curved pieces, and I'll give you a little demonstration in a moment. There is also an 18. I haven't got the 18 myself, but I am thinking about getting it, because if you were doing a quilt, for example, Drunkard's Path, and you need to cut some really small pieces, the 18 is perfect. So let me show you how to use the 28 on. So I've got here a rotating cutting mat, because I'm looking at doing some curved blocks. As you can see here, I've got some bigger curved blocks that I've done. So I would put the ruler on there, and then so pull back your blade, keep an even pressure, and I would just follow this around and cut it off like that. And as you can see, that hasn't gone all the way through. The reason for that is I need to change my blade. So I'm going to show you how to change the blade, and then we're going to have another go at it. So the blades come in all the sizes, 28, 45 and a 60. And all of these cutters are ever so slightly different. So this one, for example, has got one that you unscrew, and this one has got one that you pull down. And this one's got one you unscrew as well. So I'm going to change the 28, and I'll show you how I do that. So I open it up, and there's the blade ready to go. Now I put my finger on the black and I unscrew. And take the screw out. Now, as you can see, this washer is curved. Now, remember, the curve goes upwards, so it's like a dish. And if you remember that, you'll be fine, because lots of people put it back on the wrong way, and then they've got a blade that's flopping about. So very carefully, because they are still sharp, even though they're not cutting through fabric, take your black screw out, slide your blade, and then put your new blade onto there. Put your black screw in there. Put your finger over it to hold it in place. And then put your screw back on. And remember, it goes like a dish. So So the curve bit is looking up at you. Tighten it up. So to tighten it, I always remember lefty loosey, righty tighty. That's how I remember it. Put that to one side. And now we'll have another go with a new blade. And as I say, these rotating mats are great if you've got lots of curved things to do. So keeping it to the edge. Cut it off. There we go. That's the difference. Always remember to cover your blade. And there you've got your piece to start your work to do a smaller curved piece. I'll just show you how to change the 45. This is a great exercise for me because probably all of mine are blunt. So this is a great exercise. So as I say, this one's different. This is a pull down one. So there's lots of different styles. These are the OLFA Rotary Cutters, but there are different styles. So with this one, I just pull that down. That comes out. Put that in there. Put the blade on there. This one's really easy. Pop that back in, put your finger over it, push it up. And this one is the Deluxe OLFA, and it's got left or right-handed. You can pull it down either side, as you can see there, or you can take them both down. The important thing is always remember to cover your blade so that you don't pick it up and accidentally cut yourself. Ask me how I know this. It's so sharp, sometimes you don't know you've cut yourself until you see the blood on your fabric, and you really don't want to spoil your fabric. So always remember to cover your blades. The other thing I was just going to show you for the small one is these kind of rulers here. So where you've got, I think they're called Storm at Sea. So where you've got where you're going to cut into an angle, these little ones, either the 18 or the 28, is perfect for getting in there. And as I say, if you've got a rotating mat, it makes life easy to get in there, curve round and come back out again. So, as always, have fun with what you do. Hopefully I've given you some ideas on how to change your blade safely, and I look forward to seeing you next time here in the sewing studio. Thank you.